Hey, you! What do you want here?
To talk to Captain Slayne.
Well, he ain't here, is he? You want him? He's at the captain's house, other end of the city. But he's busy, negotiating with the Admiral.
Nice ship you got there.
It gets the job done.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Help yourself.
Thanks. I will. You crew here?
Certainly do, and glad of it. Ship's cook, me. Responsible for keeping them all well fed. Not that I ever get much thanks for it, of course.
One day, I'll be a captain too.
Welcome to Antigua, Captain. Hope your voyage here was a safe one.
My lady is too gracious.
And charmed, too. How lovely. Call me Grace. Perhaps you've heard of my father, the famous merchant, Bongard of the Thorn Coast? A pirate. How exciting. It's been some time since we've had one of them here. And now we have the honor of welcoming two of you to our city.
So, you enjoy a bit of pirate company, eh?
What's that supposed to mean? If you mean I enjoy the company of refined and well-traveled gentlemen, then yes, I do.
Wait, did I say something wrong here?
Well, if that's as much as an apology as I'll get from a pirate, so be it.
Seems nice round here.
If by nice you mean foul, then I wholeheartedly agree. If only some rich and dashing sea captain would take me away from all this.
I bet things aren't easy here for a fine lady like you.
You mean when every low rogue in the place isn't making improper advances to me?
In her case, it's probably only improper if they aren't paying up front.
I'm fortunate that the good Admiral guarantees my safety.
How gentlemanly of him to take such a close interest in a young lady's virtue.
He is indeed a kind and generous man.
Only that he must indeed be a kind and generous fellow.
Listen, Sunshine. Don't fucking push it or I'll have him string you up by the balls.
This other pirate, where is he?
With the Admiral. Shouldn't disturb them, though. They seem to be having some kind of argument. Perhaps you'd like to spend some time with me instead.
The Admiral. What's he like?
Surprisingly civilized for an ex-pirate. A man of honor, even. Such a rarity. He founded this place and appointed himself as protector. To him, the creed is the most important thing he follows. You should remember that.
How well do you know Captain Slayne?
Ah, Captain Slayne. Such a fine gentleman. He really knows how to treat a lady with the respect she deserves. He can steer a course towards my harbor anytime he wants.
Drop the act, sweetheart. We both know you're no lady. Only Bongard of the Thorn Coast I ever heard of was a one-eyed pimp who got stabbed to death for cheating at dice.
Clever little bastard, aren't you? But a pirate? Why do I get the feeling I'm not the only one here pretending to be something they ain't?
How's business?
Terrible. Slim pickings all round. Other than Captain Slayne, you're the only half-decent prospect to arrive in ages. And no offense, dear, but you're not exactly a prize catch. Still, if you're looking for the company of a lady...
Well, maybe not now, but...
But maybe not ever. He's spoken for.
I am? I am.
Yes, that's always how it is, isn't it? The good ones are usually taken.
Well, I'm sure you'll find someone soon.
Here! It's a major accomplishment to find someone with the brains to wipe their arse without instructions.
You don't think much of the local men, do you?
This lot, most of them don't have 2 brass pennies to rub together. That loser Bill the Gate Guard is always chasing after me. But does he ever have any money? Of course not. Or there's the Smith, Wilson, another one of my fine suitors. I might even be interested, if he wasn't drowning in debt.
I see. I need the right key here.
Bonjour, mon capitaine. How may I serve you? Ah, you are a connoisseur. Please, take a closer look. Such craftsmanship, such precision. You like? Oui?
You made all these yourself?
I am the finest gunsmith in all the southern seas, if I humbly say so myself. If monsieur is interested, I can teach him something of my craft. For a modest fee, naturellement.
Get many customers here these days?
Alas, not since the trade ban was imposed. The Capitan's Slayne ship has been the first to put into port here in a long time. And who else here has money for such fine firearms as these?
Captain Slayne, has he been here?
That Philistine. I show him my works of art, but does he appreciate them? But perhaps he has other troubles occupying his mind, no?
Captain Slayne, what's he so worried about?
He runs low on supplies for his ship. He cannot leave port, not until Alvarez lifts the trade ban.
I'm guessing the trade ban can't be good for business.
They tell me I cannot sell my work, but a man must eat, no?
What about Captain Slayne?
I have nothing that could help you there, mon ami. You have business with him? I just want to sell my work, despite Admiral Alvarez and his embargo.
What if Alvarez finds out you're breaking the embargo?
For that to happen, someone would have to inform on me. And trust me, I know how to deal with informers and spies.
Yes, I try to be a man of honor.
Then I can ask no less than that. But honor lies in a man's actions, not just his words, c'est vrai?
Can we just get down to business now?
Mais bien sûr, mon capitaine.
They don't seem to care much for the Admiral's laws, do they?
Indeed.
I've always been interested in gun making.
Ah, then you've come to the right place.
You have pistols for sale.
I have works of art for sale. Let me show you.
I'm in the market for something a little special. Real firepower, that's what I'm looking for.
Then you've come to the right place, mon capitaine. This is the finest gun shop in all the southern seas.
I'm looking for something a little out of the ordinary.
Ah, a connoisseur. I may have just the thing for you. This is a particularly fine piece. It was surely fate that brought it into my hands.
Fate?
It used to belong to that oaf of a blacksmith, Wilson, until I won it from him in a game of cards. You see? Fate.
He used it as a bet in the game?
No, but he gave it to me afterwards to pay for his gambling losses. It was a pleasure to take such a prize from that uncultured sack of shit. I might be persuaded to part with it for the right offer. Just as long you understand that it doesn't end up back in Wilson's filthy paws. It would be a crime to see such an elegant weapon returned to that stupid barbarian.
Wilson. What's he done to you?
He's a vile, stupid dung heap of a man. Isn't that enough?
Right, so you're not a fan of his. Wilson's pistol. How much do you want for it?
Perhaps it isn't the right item for someone like you.
Are you taking the piss? What gives? A minute ago you couldn't wait to make money on it.
In that case, it will cost you more than just gold. I need proof that you are the man of honor you say. Only such a man can own a work of art such as this.
You live by the Pirate's Creed?
C'est bon, the creed. But good manners matter more. Haven't you noticed how ill-mannered brutes rarely win favor with the fairer sex?
You need me to prove my honor? How?
Perhaps with a little marksmanship contest on my practice range. If you can outshoot me, the pistol is yours.
You mean a duel? To the death?
Of course not. I will throw objects and you will try and hit them. If you can beat my record, the pistol will be yours.
I'm guessing you're a good shot.
Good? Try the best.
Doesn't me being a captain mean anything?
A man may have his own ship, that doesn't mean he has any honor.
A shooting contest? You're on.
Magnifique. Let me know when you are ready.
What was that?
That looks like a lot of work.
That it is, lad. Is it something important you're after? Only if it isn't, piss off out of it. I'm busy.
Nice cannons you've got here.
Aye, and hands off. I'm selling nothing, not till the trade embargo's lifted.
Couldn't you make an exception?
I ain't breaking the Admiral's embargo for you, lad. Why the fuck do you think I'd do that? You're the new captain, ain't you?
Wow, I must have really made an impression.
Yeah, your name's on everyone's lips, lad.
I am? What do they say?
You won't last 2 minutes, that's what everyone thinks.
Because I'm too young to be a captain?
No, 'cause you're a jumped-up little no-mark who gets up people's noses. No offence.
Is your pistol at the gunsmith's?
What would you know about it, lad?
Nothing. Just thought it might be precious to you.
So, what's it to you?
How about a trade? These cannons for the return of your pistol.
That ain't trade, that's friggin' extortion. Doesn't matter anyhow. Henri will never hand it over.
What do I have to do to make you sell me something?
I'm selling nothing. If you really want to do something about it, get Alvarez and Slayne to kiss and make up, so the embargo gets lifted. We could all be doing something more useful than waiting for those two to sort out their differences.
All right, you win. How much?
It's not about gold, lad. It's a matter of principle.
Your principles are worth more to you than gold?
I never said that, lad. But I'm fucked if I'm crossing the Admiral for a few shitty coins, that's all. You'll have to think of something better than that.
I suppose he's not a man you want to cross, the Admiral.
Back in the day, he was the finest captain of them all.
He was?
Yeah, and it wasn't just his friends said that. His enemies, too. Not many captains can say that. You'd be well advised to treat him with respect.
How well do you know him?
Well enough not to get in his way. He might be getting on a bit, but I wouldn't underestimate him. Ah, but that's enough friggin' chit-chat. I ain't starting a fight with the Admiral over nobody like you, lad.
We must be able to work something out.
Like I told you, lad, I'm busy. Now piss off and let me work in peace.
You don't get rid of me that easily. I'm not leaving until you've sold me those cannons.
There's nothing you can give me that I might want. Don't bother coming back. Not unless you think of something to make it worth my while.
What do you make of Captain Slayne?
Slayne? Sure, he's a bastard to his enemies, lad. But he's always paid his bills on time.
Fair enough. You must have really pissed Henri off.
That arsehole? He says I owe him gold.
Well, do you?
Depends how you look at it. I gave him my pistol to repair. Only he won't give it back until I paid him what he says I owe.
So how come you owe him?
It all started the last time we played cards. I admit he had the better hand, but I swear he was cheating.
Still, a debt's a debt, right?
Not where that slippery bastard's concerned. He must have cheated. Must have.
Little Bird tells me you've got a soft spot for Grace.
What? Who said so?
Is it true?
Since you ask, I'm not without affection for the lady in question.
That plus you want to jump her bones, right? What if I could fix you up with Grace?
Me? With Grace? Fat chance. Why? Do you think you really could?
Trust me, I've got a way with ladies.
Maybe you do, maybe you don't, lad. But all she sees in me is a fat old labourer with lice in my beard. So good luck with that.
We'll see.
Fine, if you think you can talk her into it. But I won't be nobody's fool, lad.
I'll get your pistol back.
Henri won't just stand it over. Especially not if all you're gonna do is give it back to me.
Let me worry about that.
I don't want you making trouble on my account, lad.
Leave it out. Here, what do you want?
To go in?
Not a chance. Orders is orders.
I'm a pirate captain and I demand entry.
Admiral Alvarez and Captain Slayne are in a meeting.
Yes, and I should be in there with them.
You should.
That's enough, Slayne. We had a deal. I kept my part of our bargain, now it's your turn.
You'll get your tribute in time. Right now, though, all I can give you is the booty from my last raid.
A deal's a deal, Slayne. You won't squirm your way out of things this time. If your honor's worth anything to you, you'll settle your debt once and for all.
Honor. You're always droning on about that. It really is getting quite boring, you know. I don't have the sacrificial knife here, and shouting at me won't change that.
Think I can't tell when you're lying? What if I have my men search your ship? How long before they found the thing hidden away somewhere on board?
Careful, old man. Don't pick a fight you can't win.
You're threatening me in the city I built. I control everything here, as you're now finding out. Think about that. While your ship's planks grow moss, and whatever water you've got left aboard her turns foul and undrinkable.
Old fool, can't you see we're all running out of time?
The trade embargo will remain, Slayne, until you hand over the sacrificial knife. That is my final word.
Well now, if it isn't the new captain. Looking a little green around the gills there, sport.
You were expecting me?
I saw your boat. Not a bad little tub, I have to say. Can it be true that Steelbeard let you join his crew?
It's true. In fact, he gave me command of his vessel, just before he died.
Impossible!
I know, but it's true.
Well, that's bad news. If Mara was too strong even for Steelbeard, things are worse than I thought.
No one's invincible.
That bitch Mara, she'll pick us off one by one. She'll wait and then strike when she's ready.
You're a hard man to find.
You were looking for me then?
Steelbeard used his dying breath to send me in your direction.
Ah, the old dog was always full of surprises. I'm honored. Smart of you to look for me here, in Antigua. Although I have to say, you got lucky. I'd have been back on the high seas before long.
But Alvarez won't let you leave.
Eavesdropping, were you? Bad show, sport.
I could hardly miss it. I'm here to talk about an artifact, the sacrificial knife.
My artifact, you mean? All right, let's talk. But not here. Better we speak aboard my vessel. Follow me. The walls have ears, if you get my meaning.
You mean Alvarez has spies?
Not so loud. Come on.
What is it with you and Alvarez?
The Admiral is mightily annoyed with yours truly. We had a deal, which I reneged upon, thereby breaking the creed. Now Alvarez thinks it is within his right to take the knife from me.
Why does he want the knife?
Why wouldn't he want it, more like? It has power and he wants it.
Where is it?
Somewhere safe.
How safe?
Very safe. Trust me. Come, we can speak some more at the quayside.
The sacrificial knife, where is it?
Hidden on an island, not too far away. So you see, I couldn't give it to Alvarez even if I wanted to.
We have to destroy Mara.
Easier said than done, sport. Don't forget what happened to poor old Steelbeard. Without the knife, we don't stand a chance against her.
I'm not giving up until she's dead.
You can talk the talk, sport, but what have you actually done?
I killed Crow and took his artifact.
Really? My apologies, sport. Perhaps I underestimated you. This changes everything. Why didn't you say something sooner?
You didn't ask.
Well, my congratulations.
Mara's afraid of the artifacts. With them, we might stand a better chance.
I have to admit, it's tempting. You must be madder than fleas on a rabid dog. But I like your style. Count me in, sport.
Looks like we're on.
There's still one problem that needs fixing first.
Alvarez.
Yes. Without supplies, my ship can't move from the harbor.
What's your deal with Alvarez?
It's not much of a story. Alvarez fitted out my ship. In return, he wanted the knife. He knows I buried it, but he doesn't know where. So he won't let me sail, not till I hand it over.
Can't we talk to Alvarez?
I've already told him I don't have the knife, but will he listen? Of course not. He's as stubborn as a mule with stone hooves. No, forget Alvarez. It's the city tradesmen we have to work on. Get them to break the embargo and sell us supplies. Do you think you can persuade them?
Why can't you do it?
Every trader in town knows I broke with the creed. None of them will sell me so much as a rusty nail. You, on the other hand, you supply my vessel. I'll take us to the island where I buried the knife. Do we have a deal, sport?
What do you need, exactly?
A new cannon and powder kegs with it. Lost a portside cannon in a skirmish not so long ago.
What else?
Well, we won't get far without drinking water and a few barrels of fresh fish. Oh yes, and a new helmsman.
Is that everything?
Everything I can't risk going to sea without.
All right, I'm on it. I'll get the stuff you need.
Excellent. I'll be on my ship, waiting. Come and find me when you've got everything.
One more thing.
Fire away, sport.
Do you need the supplies loaded onto your ship?
No, the quayside will do fine. My crew can take it from there.
Okay. The militia had sentenced me to death by hanging, so there I was, standing on the gallows, rope around my neck and waiting for my final drop, when my old mate Greg showed and shot through the rope just in time. I still keep the rope in the storehouse as a souvenir of my escape. That's one lucky bastard. The 8 rules of the pirate's creed. 1. On his own ship, a captain's word is law. 2. He who finds it can keep it. 3. Never shy away from a good fight. 4. The means justifies the ends. 5. A deal is a deal. 6. Don't start a war in your own harbor. 7. Both parties have to agree to a duel in their own harbor. 8. Whoever breaks the creed must suffer death or dishonor.
I saw you, villain. So, here's the latest scrote to roll his scabrous sack into town.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I bade you welcome, my boy. Settled in nicely, have you?
Be careful, I don't trust him.
Just about.
Good, good. We'll discuss your promotion soon enough. It's rather empty here in the captain's house now that Steelbeard is food for the fish.
You know that Steelbeard's dead.
Yes, a terrible loss, but he died with his boots on, as they say. When you stepped into those boots, boy, you took on more than you bargained for. So, let us celebrate your promotion, Captain.
Wait a minute, I've taken on nothing.
As I feared, you are nothing but a jumped-up scrote. You have become one of the last pirate captains of the southern seas. You bear a great responsibility. So, join with me, and let us initiate you in the traditional way.
I hope you just mean we sing a song or something.
Filthy-minded scrote, you care nothing for our glorious past.
Well...
You don't? I suppose times have changed, alas.
Did you know Steelbeard well?
You can say that again. Back in the day, we'd seize the king's ships together. His daughter here was just a little girl at the time. To celebrate each haul, we'd go whoring in every port on the southern seas.
Too much information? Some things I'd sooner not know.
But there is more to the buccaneering life than booty of whichever type. There is the creed. Steelbeard never forgot the creed.
You do love your pirate traditions.
There's nothing like the creed. A captain who dishonors the creed is lost.
What is this creed of yours?
I knew you for an ignorant scrote the moment I clapped eyes on you. You have no idea what I'm talking about. The rules of the creed are what make us, boy. They keep us and bind us, make us more than mere thieves. Embrace them if you want to be a Steelbeard, but not another Slayne. The Black Book of the Creed lies on my desk in the council chamber. Read it, if you're not illiterate.
I will.
Good. You can't afford not to.
I heard about your dispute with Slayne.
Yes, Slayne is, not to mince words, something of a bastard. Someday he'll learn, even if I have to keep him mouldering here for years.
What's your beef with him exactly?
Sometimes it takes more than an army to fight evil, especially if you don't know where the evil lurks.
You mean the sacrificial knife, right?
Slayne has no idea of the power he holds in his grasp. The knife is a terrible weapon, especially in the wrong hands, but it'll take a lot to make him see the light, assuming it's not too late already.
I want to fight Mara.
That does you credit, but what I'd really like to know is how you propose to fight her.
With the sacrificial knife.
You'll need more than that, my boy. If you face Mara with the knife alone, she'll shove it down your throat and cut out your heart from the inside.
So what do you suggest?
You must finish what we other captains began. It has fallen to you to correct our mistakes.
What was it you did?
I sent Steelbeard and his fleet to steal the treasure of the Water Temple. Steelbeard and the 3 other captains under his command took the 4 Titan artifacts from the temple, but in the process they woke a monster and damned themselves forevermore.
You sent them?
Yes, Steelbeard, Crow, Garcia, and that pig-witted bastard Slayne. All of us planned the Water Temple heist, the greatest stroke ever pulled on the 7 seas, or so we hoped.
And that's where Steelbeard got this curse of his. The curse he passed on to me.
Yes, you will bear the curse as long as Mara lives. You and the other captains, too. Each of you is cursed in a different way. Each of you may yet share Steelbeard's fate.
Where is this water temple?
That I do not know, my boy. Steelbeard alone knew where to find it.
Yes, that sounds like Father. He never shared a thing.
That is one of the reasons I made him Captain of Captains.
I see.
Do you?
What else do you know about the captain's curse?
Mara sent her creatures to exact her revenge on the temple's violators. The sunken ones, who rose from the depths of the sea, the depths of hell even. Crow and Garcia surrendered to her, became subject to her will.
I surrender to no one.
You talk a good fight, but Mara has already turned 2 captains to her side. And as Steelbeard's heir, she'll be after you, too. Don't underestimate her, my boy.
What do you know about Steelbeard's artifact?
The Amulet of the Earth, a little.
Do you know where I might find it?
Are you serious?
Well, if you don't want me to find it, maybe I'll go and box badgers or something instead.
I ask because this is no laughing matter. All I know is Steelbeard hid the amulet somewhere the other captains would never think to look. Before you say it, Scroat, no, not up the cabin boy's bumhole or whatever it is you're thinking. He hid it in Garcia's treasure hoard. I don't know how. Less still where exactly Garcia's treasure is buried.
Guess the first thing to do is find Garcia.
Garcia will be found where there's profit to be had. Come to think of it, it's not surprising that Mara was able to turn him. The money-grabbing bastard had already sold his soul 1,000 times over. Mostly to merchants from Caldera, if I remember rightly. Some of his contacts there might know his whereabouts.
How did you come up with the idea of plundering the temple?
Steelbeard heard about it on one of his raids. A native told him. Under the thumbscrews, I think.
Shame your native didn't go on to tell him what might happen there.
That's the trouble with thumbscrews. Once the thumbs break off, there's nowhere to go.
Let me go on the hunt with Slayne.
You and Slayne, you arrogant ballsack. There's not a brain cell between you. You'll find nothing but death.
No, go on. Tell us what you really think.
No. So long as Slayne refuses to fulfill his part of the deal, his ship stays in my harbor.
How am I supposed to fulfill my obligations if you won't let me?
You bollock-headed fool! Disregard the creed and we're doomed anyway. Slayne has the dagger, and he will bring it.
And what do you propose I do until then?
I'm sure there are other things that need taking care of. Or perhaps you think you're able to take on Mara regardless.
Well...
Do as you please. Slayne had better stick to the deal, that's all. I have more important things to do right now.
Listen, about that Smith, Wilson.
That penniless oaf. What's he got to do with you? He sent you here, didn't he? Typical. He sent you here to beg on his behalf, didn't he? How pathetic. What are you, a pirate or an errand boy?
It couldn't hurt to ask, could it?
I'll show you something that will hurt. How dare you, sir? I'm a lady. Fallen on hard times and need to make extra cash. How ungentlemanly.
Come on, you'd be helping out a gentleman in need. If you had a word with him and explained things to him,
Well, perhaps, but it'll cost you.
1,000 gold, and I'll be willing to forget this slur on my honor.
1,000? Just for
Yes? You were going to add some ungallant and impertinent remark?
me? Never. Perhaps there's a way we can help each other. After all, I do hate to see a lady in distress.
Keep talking, I'm listening.
Well, it's about our mutual friend Wilson.
I like the sound of this. 500 gold, and we're in business.